Everybody, this is Green-Blooded Bastard back again. This week's podcast commentary is a little different from last week's. that we were dealing with demons. This we were dealing with vampires. We were watching the 2025 cinematic opus that's on everybody's lips. Like all the fucking soft boys wish vaginas were. Anyways, they talk about pussy in here. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Anyways, this film is Sinners by Ryan Coogler, blowing up probably across about 400 million worldwide as I speak of this. Yeah, so let's watch it. There's a lot in here to like. There's a lot to dissect. I have a feeling I could do like probably 5 different podcasts about this movie, just focusing on certain things. But we're not here for that, and I'm not a professional. So sync point, let's do this. Right after the Warner Brothers logo fades to black, press pause. I'll say 3, 2, 1, and pause, and we're going to watch this thing. I'm at about 14, 15 seconds here. So when you're ready, strap in. Get your popcorn ready, your soda, whatever the fuck you got. Hopefully not White Claw, because I'm judging. Anyways, let's do this shit, okay? You ready? 3, 2, 1, unpause. Proximity. That sounds like a company that would make, like, Domain Entertainment. These seem like the title companies for, like, a fucking straight to streaming fucking fucking movie from Gerald Butler. See, they're already setting this up. You know what's going on here. This is the narrator here, Wunmi Musaku. Is that her name? Yes. Wasn't she also in Loki, Wolverine? She was the one agent. She was in Deadpool, Wolverine too. Now, Sinners. I'm gonna say this right away, so don't kill me. I like the shot. Clarksdale, Mississippi, 1932. So right here, we're only about, only about 60 odd years after slavery, okay? So this is set in a very interesting time for a bunch of reasons, but just to set the scene, 1932. Yet again, going back to last week's film, Navy SEALs v. Demons, or whatever the fuck it is. I don't like when movies start at the end and then it flashes back a day or a week or a month or whatever it is, a year. I really don't like that. In here, it's not as offensive, but it still kind of rankled me. As soon as this came on, I knew this is what was going to happen. But you know what? I like this movie. I just think it's a little overhyped in the zeitgeist. I think people who don't necessarily watch deep movies with a lot of imagery and a lot of meaning and subtext in them, I think when they watch a movie like that occasionally, it really blows their mind. And they like feeling they're part of something, which is fine. Hey, watch more good movies. I appreciate it. And there is a lot in here that's good. There's a lot that should be talked about, and it gets glossed over. But I don't know. I mean, I liked it, but I think it's got a lot wrong with it in how the structure kind of cuts half from a drama / mystery heisty what's going on kind of thing to vampires and horror, because you could do a lot just with playing this straight without the vampires. It deals with horror and stuff, but yeah, I like it. I just don't. Everybody's at 10 and I'm at like about 7.5 maybe 8 one day earlier. See, like right away, bad footing for me. But right here, a lot of people maybe know the term, maybe not. But sharecropping is basically another despicable thing that the slave owners did because they were pissed off. They lost their slaves. So it's another form of indentured slavery, basically. And they weren't really treated a whole hell of a lot better, honestly. um, it's indentured slavery. That's basically what it is. Oh, you can have your farm that you lease from us, and you basically work your shit, but you got to pay us all this money to do it. And they kind of touch on it a little bit later too with the wood nickels. Like the company store money and shit. It's another bullshit thing that assholes do to keep you down. But no, it's interesting. Hey, dry you out. Put this on while it's still wet. But yeah, like slavery wasn't that far in the past when this is set. God damn it. We are not that far removed in this film from slavery. Like, there are many people alive that remember slavery. Like, it's a very interesting time. Funny, I'm recording this shortly before Juneteenth, so that kind of works out, even though I wasn't planning that. But by the time this comes out, it'll probably be pretty close to Juneteenth, just after, I guess. So yeah, this is about 67 years after slavery officially ended, And it's just interesting when you look at big monumental moments in time like that, like the ending of slavery. I mean, our country in America, United States, is we're not that old. We're still not that old. We're a piece of shit, yes, and we haven't fucking learned anything, yes, but we're still not that old of a country. I mean, as we look at Americans right now, we're not that old. Like, yes, people were here years ago before we kind of had the colonies, with obviously the native indigenous people, but I'm sure probably some Vikings came here. We had the Spanish here, the French, everybody was coming here. But as we look at, America, I mean, 1700s, that's only 200 some years. If you want to go back a little farther, the first colonies, okay, maybe we're getting close to like 300 years, but it's like that's young, Grown man money and grown man bullets, bitch. So it's interesting to set a movie in such a ripe time and a ripe era and area, because we're just after World War One here. We're about 20 years removed from World War One, give or take, a little less. So even though these guys are soldiers, I mean, what are they, 30s? Not super old. They said they're working for Capone up in Chicago. But, I mean, it's like we're not that far removed from Clan don't exist no more. We're not that far removed from slavery. Jim Crow laws are just springing up left and right. You have sharecropping, which is just another form of slavery, another name. And I think it's very interesting too how he brings in the Asian component in the story. I'm gonna say it's primarily. I mean, obviously there are other races from Asia, or not races, other people from other countries, but I believe in here they're probably supposed to be Chinese, because there's a lot of, after slavery basically took their free labor away, they brought in a lot of Chinese immigrants to be their new cheap labor. And it's funny, we're never really taught this. I learned this in a really interesting class. But it was interesting because look at his hair. What the fuck? These Chinese got brought in as the new cheap labor, and people were very racist against the Chinese, and they're trying to they're going to take all our work. It's funny because it's a very strange time in America at this point. And, this is slightly after that, obviously, but it all kind of springs from roughly the same time. West Coast, you had a lot of Chinese being used as labor to build that half of the railroad. And that was very interestingly, not as much, but depicted in that awesome TV show Hell on Wheels. But we saw that whole story of the train yard. But they showed a little bit of that. But down south, they were brought down there as, cheap labor. So it's hilarious. Like Southern people that just shut the fuck up. Okay, back the fuck off, cool the fuck down, and learn a little bit. They very racist against black people back then, still are, but very racist against black people. So they bring in the Chinese people to be the cheap labor and kind of take more power away from, these freed slaves in the next generations, and kind of keep them indentured in basically doing what they were doing for the most part, of picking cotton, and tobacco or whatever they may have been growing it down there. But you had another section of the fucking populace saying, oh, no, the Chinese are going to take all our jobs. The Chinese are going to take all our jobs. And it's like, well, are you going to go pick cotton? Are you going to go do that shit? But it's also interesting because, Chinese, even though they were immigrants and they were looked down on, they were, second-class citizens behind whites. So, they did get a little more respect, and there's a little less racism against them overall. And as we'll see here, they can own a shop. They can go in the white people's store. They can work in the white people's store. Whereas, a black person could not. And it's just interesting how he put that in here, because not good. They could have easily just not portrayed any of that. You know what I mean? But, Ryan Coogler is a smart man. He deals with a lot of interesting topics and themes. And, you can tell this is a very highly personal story for him. And I think it is important to keep that up. Because that's an important story that runs tangentially with the story of the African American in America, and they're both races of color. So I think it's important, and it's nice that he put it in here, because that so much of that with the Chinese history in America is so overlooked and overshadowed by obviously other countries, immigrants from Asia coming over at different periods, and how we've treated them badly also. Nice. But it's very interesting he puts that in here. I think they do a really good job in here, Michael B. Jordan, with these two characters. It's good to have a lot of color coordination here, so you can, have a visual cue of kind of who's who. But I still think, it's a bit tricky, not super tricky, but there's definitely, you got to pay attention to who's who a little bit later on. I think he does a good job differentiating them. Right here, here's the black side of town. They better watch out, dude. Some cop's gonna roll up and take them out for selling singles. Ham and eggs breakfast. No, 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 no. I like how he's trying to mentor this young girl about, hey, don't sell yourself short. 10 cents is fine, but he's just trying to help teach the next generation to try and better themselves, like saying, hey, no, like 10 cents is fair for what I want, but you know what, you're working for me and you're doing me a favor here, so try and get a little more money out of me, so you're helping yourself out and I'm still getting what I want. But this is also an interesting time in America, like the 20s and 30s. There's still more horses and wagons on the road than there are cars. You see automobiles, but they're very far and through. Was Wonder Bread around back then? I don't know, but I'm going to look it up. Get the S charged. I like this girl. She doesn't have a lot to do here, but she's good. Look what the dang cat drag did. But, it's just interesting how 30s a little more, but like 20s, 30s, there's still lots of horses and wagons and people riding horses around, especially in rural areas. And in the country versus cars. Shit. So it's like, and especially in America, because we are so young, I like this. Shoots him in the ass, shoots the other one in the knee. Where the fuck you going? Bet you his bullet hit you there. Watch your slime. Love it. I like that. Shoots him in the knee. I like how all this happens. Literally, like 5 minutes later, everybody on the white side of the streets is like, do, 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 do. Not bad. Might get sepsis. Love it. But yeah, it's just funny because as a world, but especially like if you just look at America, like, we're in 2025. 2025, okay? So, sounds futuristic as fuck, but we're living like it's a Stone Age and people are fucking ridiculous. Anyways, you go 1925, still a lot of people barely had like Model Ts, still had horse and wagons and shit. Doing a lot of work and maybe going back and forth to town sometimes. But some people did have vehicles and shit. So it's interesting in that fact, in vein also too, just to see the changing of America slowly modernizing from like now to, like say in this movie 6-7 years later, where we are, where there's more automobiles. And you hit the 40s where pretty much everybody's got an automobile of some sort at that point, and at this point airplanes are fucking pretty new, only been around for a little while. Wright brothers did their flight in 1903, but we're 30 years later and you're starting to see, nicer planes, a little bit better planes, but nothing what we see, 10, 20 years after this, and 30 years after this movie, we're going to the fucking moon. You know, it's just crazy shit. Lee Jun Lee, guy's name. Yao Bo Chow. Her, let's see. I think he's like Cher. Yao. That's his name. Bo Chow, Lisa Chow, Grace Chow. Helena Who is the girl. Like it. Where's Stag? Every coup. I like how it just cuts. Hey, where's your brother? And now he's telling him how his fucking, what do they call him? Preacher boy, whatever the fuck his name is. Tell him how to fucking eat some fucking vagina, little cunnilingus here. He died. Fuck him. Yeah. He just, he just cut to like, hey, where's your brother? Or cut from where's your brother to him telling him how to fucking eat a chick out, and goes to what happened to your dad, but brother killed him to come on, play guitar. I mean, there's some subtle humor in here. Some of it is a little bit on the nose where it's like, yeah, that makes sense. But a lot of it's kind of just subtle, very subtle. He's like, God damn, brother. Come on, brother. Fucking Del Rey Lindo. I haven't seen him in a while, but he's good. He's good in here. Preacher boy. That's something that old people say. And you know what, folks? I'm not quite that old, but I got socks older than that boy. I'm getting close. I got some shit in a long time because I don't go through stuff. I don't wear shit out. Like I'm not an asshole. I guess I don't know. I've got some sweatshirts and jackets that I've had for a long time. And barring me getting ridiculously fat or them getting ruined, I'm probably gonna have them for a long time yet. So. Do that. I like how he knows him. He purposely brings that beer because he knows it's going to sell him. I will say another interesting thing that he brought in here was the Irish aspect. Now, I'll be the first to admit I don't know a lot about Ireland, Irish history. I'm not from there. I know they're proud people. I know a little bit about some of the poetry and the things that they write about. But yeah, I'm a novice. I don't know much, so I'd be interested to dig a little deeper about what he's saying in here. Club Juke. Club Juke. I like the history of juke joints. I think it's interesting to bring that in here. It's interesting. I'm Preacher Boy. I love that name. That's like something out of Irvin Welsh's fucking stuff. You know, you got Sick Boy, he's Preacher Boy. Spud. I like that smoking stack. Ha ha! Ooh! Hoo, hoo, hoo. He is fucking her. Don't show this to fucking what's his name? The fuck is oh god, I almost died. Don't show this movie to Josh Allen. He doesn't need to see his new wife talking like that. God damn. I love Haley Steinfeld. She's good. She's fun and everything, but she's really good. Who the hell was that? Maybe she ate what? He's like, what? He just gives him a fucking vile look. He's like, well, in the future, I'm going to be in play. It's like I'm gonna be playing a character in a movie called The Devil's Advocate, where I'm friends with the devil. Oh god, I love that movie. Just on TV a while ago. It's fucking beautiful. I should record a fucking another like a review podcast, because that movie's just so fucking bad shit crazy and fun. So good. He's the goddamn head of the farm. What am I supposed to do? And fucking that horrible accent he's throwing around out there. I think it's interesting on how he's having a character narrate this stuff, but playing over the top of it, kind of in the background, what's happening with the music and the guy getting lynched and all that. I'm cold bread, hey! I like he's like, motherfucker. I like how I love this guy. What the fuck is his name? Omar Benson Miller. I think probably one of the first things I ever fucking saw him in that I remember him from. I mean, probably the most recent thing I saw him in was probably Ballers, even though I think I only watched like maybe the first 2 seasons of that. I think he was on, wasn't he on fucking Jag back in the day? Like way back. Came on a little bit later in like season 4 or 5 or something, 6. Let's go back in the Wayback Machine here and look it up here. Maybe not, but I thought he was. Let's see here. Unless I'm thinking of some other show, but I don't know. Let's see. Oh god, he was on Rugrats as a voice. That's fucking weird. The Unicorn. The voice of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon something. Could have swore he was in that. Maybe he wasn't. Oh no, you know what? No, just as bad of a fucking show. But you know what it actually was. I think I'm confusing him for this other guy that's got a similar look, but he's probably about 15 years older than him. He was on that fucking CSI Miami shit. That's what he was on. Yeah, that's what he was on. Yeah, but he was good in Ballers. He's kind of fun. I know. I'd almost have to go back and watch that fucking show, see if it's actually any good or if it was just fun. Let's look up the. Let's let's see here. What's that guy's name from Jag? That looks a little similar here. Scott Lawrence. That's what I was thinking of. He's got a similar thing going on. Just a little bit older. Yes, ma'am. I'll cut your black ass. Not like it. There she is. One me Musaku. No goblins. Well, first comes the money, then comes the power, then comes the pussy. I mean, are they supposed to say he was in World War One? Because that would make him like in his 40s. It'd have to. Because that means he would have had to been born in like the late 1800s. I think he's playing more like early to mid 30s. Now he's just gonna fucking bend her over a fucking barrel. Just fucking bent her over a barrel. That's how he gets the good juju. She's just like, I got shit to do now that you're gone. I gotta go fuck some shit up. I like this. That he's... It's kind of weird because he's burning up. So, like, did he have a shirt on and then he lost it? Like, you think he'd be fucking more burnt up, but it's weird because this was the day before, so... No, I this whole gold coins, you know, and like what they can do when they're talking about that later. I don't know if this plays into Irish folklore because I mean I know there was some stuff I read for one class that was a bit more than I liked older poetry, but some of the more modern shit got to you know, this time frame. Who was it? Oh, probably the big one that we looked at was William Yeats. And he was big into a lot of that imagery. So I wonder if that if that with the coins is something. I don't know. I have to look that up. But I know that Yeats dealt a lot with that, and he enjoyed keeping a lot of the traditional folklore and imagery and stuff like that. Used it in a lot of his works. Lola Kirk here. Haints is the Gullah word for haunts, ghosts, or evil spirits. Probably fucking butchered that word, but okay. Gullah. That's a good shot. He's just resting, then it cuts to him tweaking and getting up. Gully, I don't know how you say that. It says refers to a unique African American culture and Creole language spoken by those people that I don't know how to pronounce the word, primarily in the Low Country region of South Carolina and Georgia. Well, that's quite fucking specific, but okay. Interesting shit. Like I said, man, we could do like fucking at least 5 podcasts just focusing on different things here. We can do one probably about the juke culture, the fucking the racist discriminatory practices in the South where they use the law against blacks, you know, and sharecropping and all that. The music, there's so much in here. It's very vivid. Go on, liquor would do. Is that where mason jars came from? Fuck them. I hate people putting shit in mason jars. Fuck you. I hate it. They're trash. Stop that shit. Cornbread. The man. Yeah, dad, my daddy, big brother. Go on, enjoy yourself. You gonna sing? My husband fuck a lot. He don't like this shit. He's just like, oh shit. What are you? That's racially insensitive, but take care of it right away. Hey, one of these field bitches. This you see, this is kind of where it's like it's just like kind of melodrama. Like it's just I don't know. It just kind of rings false in my ear a little bit. Like I don't know. I mean, whatever. He's doing better than I am in life. So who am I to fucking shit talk him? But I don't know. I don't know. Even just this music, it sounds like something out of like fucking Miami Vice. And so that's fucking melodrama. What if somebody does a super cut of these twins with Tom Hardy's twins from whatever the fuck that movie is? That'd be pretty fucking amazing. Make a meme out of that. I go, all right, okay. All right. Somebody like, all right, I know him. Ooh, yeah, we know something like, ooh, goddamn. I think this scene's kind of interesting. It's also this as the scene because this is a long scene, but as this plays out, it's almost like the halfway point of the movie, and where it kind of it's gonna be, I guess you could say, like the inciting incident, where it takes the family story and the angst and just the Southern Gothic type feel of the story, to to the fucking vampire and supernatural aspect more so than, we saw a vampire, but it just goes full blown fucking shit. Preacher boy, preacher boy. I like how they kind of the past and the future. I like how they go back, to some more ancestral origins of the blues and the music. That's a cool image. Seeing the inside from the outside like that. Keep your foot on it. He's like, I'm gonna fucking taste you, boy. Preacher boy. I walked here. He's like, I don't give a fuck, boy. He's like, God damn. Nugan. Nah, I believe you. Because at nighttime I'll do that too. It's interesting too how he juxtaposes these two scenes next to each other like this, where one brother's trying to help, his cousin, the other brother is getting help from his ex. And one is one is a threat of violence, and the other turns into an act of violence. That happens. Like, I don't know what he's trying to say. But it's just interesting on how he stacks some of the stuff in here. I don't know what his intentions are with the vampires here. It's interesting, like they kind of apply to the same rules that we see in other media. But it's just kind of interesting how this guy wants to, like basically, if you take him at his word, which maybe you can't, I don't know. He just wants to have a family, and everyone's treated fair and respected and loved, and it's like, well, I mean, if you take him at his word, that sounds good, but like everything, things get perverted, and he's ultimately a vampire. And most times, vampires aren't good. That's why I want to look into, some of the Irish things here that are probably going above my head. I think it goes into it a little bit later in the movie, too. Yeah, we'll see. And she's like, what the fuck? That was a good cut. You just see him jump in the air, and then cut to her. Hell yeah. Josh Allen is not happy right now. He's not happy. Michael's name is Cornbread. I mean, obviously his name is probably not Cornbread, but that's what everyone calls him. I don't know if that's because he's a big guy or just because he likes cornbread. I don't know. Maybe both. Can't do that, twin. You June. I like this. You want some, and he just spits in his mouth. And there's gonna be some new kink factors unlocked here. Look at that. You can go ahead. That old fucker. He just, you know that guy's an old fucking asshole drunk. He just loves stirring the shit pot. I ain't doing that by myself. That ain't good. poor, poor. Yeah, we really appreciate y'all. Sorry, you just gotta go. See you next week. Come on back. Don't fucking touch him. He's a tough guy. Don't talk to him. He's talking to me. He should have just threw it out the door. That's what I would have did. I'll throw that out there. Okay, smell anything? No, I think I shit myself. Nah, food, Chip Crow. You know, and this is kind of what I commented on before, but this movie completely slows down and gets derailed after the fucking vampires come out in full force, just like From Dusk Till Dawn, in my opinion. I mean, I like it From Dusk Till Dawn. Obviously, the first half, for me, is more fun than the second half and is better than the second half. That was great. Dean? German trenches. I mean, what are they trying to say? These guys are in their 40s? I mean, because World War One's like what, 1914, 1918 or something? Like, they had to have been born back in the 1800s. Then I don't know. You know. It just doesn't line up for me, but whatever. That's just me. like, what the fuck? I like how they're getting their own little fucking song and dance scene here. But you're seeing how they, are kind of all connected. Or should say have a connection. Ain't no one saying you gotta like it. Love it. Too much beer from Chicago. Love it. You're all like, shit, I don't know. Was it? I love this. Boom. Don't worry about don't worry about cornbread. He's just a little hungry. I like that. It's his motherfucking nephew. It's just, I love how his face is just fucked. Like I wonder, does that thing heal ever? Or does it stay that way? You know. Ain't you a fucking soldier, bro? I don't know if that's a soldier. I think that just might be like kind of an overreaction. kind of being angry and hateful. I ain't drunk. I ain't drunk right now. Oh God, I gotta fucking piss before the shit hits the fucking fan, as they say. And the fan's getting hit pretty quick, so I'm gonna have to fucking run like the goddamn wind. So, I'm just spitting in his mouth. Like I said, we're gonna get some weird ass kink out of this fucking movie. Weird ass fucking kink. Oh, God. Oh, I'm fucking tired. I'm glad I get to see this chick that just got stabbed here outside of Marvel, because she actually is a good actor, I guess. That guy just like cuts his fucking veins open to help. Sammy. I like that. Sammy. Keep running, make it to sunrise. I like that. That was very cool. Smooth. Jack O'Connell is Remick. I haven't talked much about him. I think he's very good in here. I don't know if I've actually seen him in anything. Probably have. It seems like I have, but let's see here. I want your stories. I want your songs. Oh, he's the main guy in Unbroken. I watched the movie like once when it came out. Later, Chatterley's lover. Oh, shit. 2 is 8. Let's see. Let's see what Eden Lake. I should see that movie streaming. That was pretty good from what I remember. Cat on a hot tin roof. 300 Rise of an Empire. Callisto he played in there. Okay. I don't know. I mean, obviously I've seen him in stuff, but it's just Wuthering Heights TV miniseries. That one's the one with Hardy in it. Yeah, been all kinds of shit. I mean, I've probably seen him. I don't know. I like how Amazon shows, in the X-ray, it's like Michael B. Jordan smoke, Michael B. Jordan stack. You was dead. Love this. His fingers are pretty cool. I love the guitar. And it's just fucking silver, so it's just fucking burning them. That's how I feel when I have a fucking migraine, except it's straight down the center of my fucking head. Swim, bro. Ah, swim, bro. Just don't stand there. What if he plays fucking frisbee golf with that shit? You're fucked. That shot just don't make sense because one of them would have stopped him, and he's bigger than him, so so you would have saw him. I like this. I can't. I like this here. No, he's just like, you know, letting the fucking anger fuel him. He's just gonna go like fucking Rambo on their asses. You know, he throws that little fucking thing on the ground. If he would have kept it, oh, maybe this shit'll turn out a little different, but... There you go. Let's have a little fucking Tommy gun here. Yeah, he better scream. He's like, I got a lot of money, motherfucker. Bang, 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 bang. Love it. It was like a whole fucking clip in his ass. It's like, money ain't doing shit, bitch. Oh, God. Oh. Ouch. Finally starting to fucking rain outside. My little scrap bag of cuttings for my art collage project here is just tipped over. Made a fucking mess. That's cute. Fucking kill me. Fucking kill me. Oh my lord, that's gonna be a nightmare. Oh, fucking slut. I'll do that another time. AK in about 20 minutes when this fucking show's over and I can just cry. Just fucking weep. Oh my lord, that fucking sucked. Yeah, that fucking sucked. No, there. I find it funny because he's coming out of the you know, the Marvel mindset here of all these post-credit sequences and shit. And that he puts a little bit in there to set us up a little bit for a possible sequel, which I like, and it's kind of funky how he does it here, you know, because you see the scar and you're like, oh, that's fucking Preacher Boy, you know, when he got old and shit, and he survived. Cool, man, like he had a good life. But we're gonna see that's only half of what's going on here. Yes, it is Preacher Boy, as it were. Sammy. But it's an actual scene. He's like, oh shit. Look at this fucking, what did they say, 92? This fucking Cosby fucking sweater he's got on. He's like, oh shit. nice little coda, though, you know. I mean, obviously, it's a tease of like, oh shit, they're still alive. Cool, you know, like, and you can bring them back, obviously, and keep going, find a story to tell, and you know, you got it in with two pretty big stars, you know. It's also a nice little coda for, you know, Sammy here, Preacher Boy, and I like it. I like that sweater, though. God damn, I want that sweater. I'm sure it'd probably be fucking racial appropriation, but you know what? I don't care. It's fucking cool. It's fucking cool. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm surprised they didn't have her sing a song in here. Well, it's all she wrote, folks. I mean, like I said, it's a good movie. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, I would say maybe it's his best movie. I don't know. I have to think about that. But it's good. It's just like I said, I don't know. I mean, some of the issues I have with it are small, but you know, it hurts it for me. You know, it's not like it's the end all be all greatest fucking thing ever, like people are trying to say it is, but it's definitely a good movie. A lot of great shit in it. Breaking expectations, love that. Love that it's primarily a fucking cast of people of color, you know, of all races and nationalities here, you know. And the few white people that get their fucking shit pushed in, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, I like it. It's good. Just I don't know. Either I'm an asshole and it's just not hitting with me, or maybe I'll come back to it in a couple years and I'll like it more. I don't know. But anyways, thanks for listening. Adios.